That's okay. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. How are you today? There we go. Yes. Welcome to our spiritual community where we are here to celebrate and spread love and have a good time. Thomas Troward is someone who said that the whole purpose of life is to live in joy. So let's have some joy today. What do you say? Does that sound like a good plan? If you're watching online, you're going to see some beautiful faces of the members of our community coming up for you as we start our day in song. Always grateful to have everyone join. And if you are able and you would like to, if you'd like to stand up and move your body to this opening song, please do. My eyes are wide and open. My eyes can see. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. My heart is clear and growing. My heart can see. My soul is full of knowing. My soul believes. I am awake. Cannot be denied. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. Once you know where your freedom lies, you can't go back and close your eyes. The truth that cannot be denied. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the light. You are the light, you are the love, you are the life of the magnificent, divine, infinite power that is the only thing that exists. God is all there is, and that is what we teach here at Unity of Tucson and in the entire New Thought movement. Good morning, beautiful humans. Welcome. It is a beautiful Sunday, isn't it? I know it's a little humid, but we are grateful for that with the rain that we have had here in the desert. So welcome. Yeah. So we are a spiritual community where we teach practical tools for a better life. That is my whole point and purpose of engaging in this thing called ministry, that I am here to impart whatever wisdom I can about the tools that I have engaged to make my life better from a spiritual perspective, and invite you to take them on as your own. You can accept them, you can deny them, you can do whatever you want with them, but here's the thing, if you put them into practice, I do believe that life does get better. So a couple of things that are happening today. It is the first Sunday of the month, and if you are celebrating a birthday during the month of July, you will potentially have been asked to fill out a form as you came in to let us know that you are celebrating a birthday, and to choose one of the vetted charities that we have identified. What happens is later on in the service, we will draw a winner and honor them by giving a portion of our tithe. We are a tithing community, a portion of our tithe to that charity. So if you have not filled out a form, please do let us know. There are forms in the lobby, and we are happy to make sure that you are included in that as well. I'm going to take a breath here. So before service today, I was told that I was particularly exuberant. So sometimes I feel like, maybe I should calm down a little bit. No! This is part of how I choose to activate my own path in spiritual evolution. And I'm going to invite you all to take note in your own mind. How do you choose to activate your spiritual evolution? Because that is one of the things that we can do here. We can activate that spiritual evolution to know that as change is required spiritually, change does unfold. And we can direct that, we can allow that to become the expression of our lives. In this philosophy, I have adopted 3 tenets that I carry with me, and I've shared them with this community, and I would love for us to read these 3 things together, and let's settle in to see how they feel for us. They are these: love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Just take a moment to consider what that means to you. What rings true for you? Is there anything that perhaps is challenging for you? It is in awareness that we get to make new choices and make change. And so if there is something that is challenging for you, just live in the awareness. Don't judge it. Just be aware. Our work here is to awaken to our magnificence. And if you are joining us for the first time today, we have a special gift for you. If you are in the room and you would like to identify yourself as being new to us today, we invite you to stand up so that we can acknowledge you. If you are online, we'd love for you to fill out the Connect card at unitytucson.com/connect. Is there anyone who's going? Oh, yes, grateful to have you here. Welcome. Grateful to have you here. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to invite you to remain standing for just a moment, because here's what we would like to do. We would like to acknowledge a truth for you. So let us all acknowledge the new people who are joining us here today, everyone, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And to those of you who are online, you are magnificent as well. And I think we should all exclaim for ourselves an affirmation of our magnificence. Let's say, I am magnificent. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I am magnificent. Yes. Yes, yes. Well, let's take some time to contemplate our magnificence. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are. And let's just take some time for centered awareness, some meditation, some quiet time. Just allow ourselves to settle in right where we are. To relax any place where we may be carrying any unnecessary physical tension. Just simply let it melt away. Feel the support of the chair we sit in. Deepen into a connected, grounded nature. Just relaxing right where we are. Just relaxing. And if it is safe and comfortable for you, if you'd like to close your eyes or let them fall to a soft, unfocused gaze, you're welcome to do so. As we turn the attention to the inner life. Just being aware of what is happening in the inner life, the life of thought, the life of belief, the life of feeling. For it is our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feelings all working together to create the experience and expression of our lives. And so as we acknowledge our thoughts and beliefs and feelings, let us also acknowledge that we are in a place of choice to accept them, to rethink them, to consider a new thought in every moment. Checking in once again, letting go of any unnecessary tension, and allowing the presence to be present wholly by means of each and every one of us. words of this month's affirmation, a new affirmation for the month of July. And I invite you to just simply allow yourself to take in these words and see how they feel. The words are these: I am dedicated to discovering who I am and how great I can become. I am dedicated to discovering who I am and how great I can become. Let's allow ourselves to sit with that for just a few moments. I am dedicated to discovering who I am and how great I can become. I am dedicated to discovering who I am and how great I can become. Chapter 11, verse 1. Be still and know that I am God. The infinite I am, the ever-present omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence. It is all there is. There is nothing else. This one infinite creative power that is unfolding itself, letting itself be known in terms of all creation, letting itself be known in terms of this experience, this time, this place, showing up as each and every one of us. For there is no separation, there is only this one power, and we are that which is. We are the infinite I am, at the level of our expression and understanding of it. And so, I claim on behalf of each and every one of us a greater opening to that understanding, a greater opening to that expression, a greater discovery of this wholeness that is the truth of our being. For our core identity is divine. That's the truth. And so life, love, light, peace, beauty, beauty, joy, power, understanding, willingness, zeal. These attributes and so many more flow forth as the expression of our lives. I call on this creative power to do just that, to consistently unfold itself as our magnificent lives, in exact accordance with the good, with the joy, with the love. And it is with a grateful heart that I acknowledge and allow this to be so. I trust it as so. And so it is. Just taking in us this moment, allowing this moment. As we allow this moment, I'm going to invite Winnell to join me on the stage. Winnell is one of our keepers of the flames. These are our flames of faith, the candles that represent our flames of faith. We engage in a tradition here that I have introduced to this community called Lighting the Flames of Faith, wherein we acknowledge the various traditions, the spiritual traditions, the religious paths of the world, with the understanding that each and every one of them is rooted in and flowing forth from love. And so we acknowledge them with love and joy in our heart for what they have meant to this world and allow them to unfold magnificently. And so we light a candle for the Tao, which teaches that the purpose of life is inner harmony, peace, and longevity. And this purpose is achieved by living in accordance with the Tao. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, which teaches that through a close relationship with the natural world, one gains guidance, support, and wisdom to live their best life. We light a candle for Hinduism, which teaches that we are able to escape bondage, ignorance, and a state of illusion through multiple experiences of life. And each life leads us closer to enlightenment. We light a candle for Judaism, which teaches the highest calling is to follow the commandments of God and to live ethically according to law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, which teaches the purpose of life is to avoid suffering and gain enlightenment. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, which teaches salvation from sin through faith in Christ, through sacraments, and through good works. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, which teaches that through submission to the divine will of love, one will gain paradise. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, which teaches that the soul is eternal and essentially good, and that the purpose of life is to develop spiritually and draw closer to God. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, which teaches the divinity of all creation and the supremacy of thought over matter. Through a law of mind action, we can recreate the circumstances, each and every one of us, we can recreate the circumstances of our lives. We light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, and for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of God in their lives, and for the space that we are holding and keeping open for them in our hearts. And this final candle we light is the healing candle. Healing is the revealing of the God essence at the core of creation. And so as we allow that God essence to be revealed in all expression, in all experience, we find ourselves healed. This happens in many ways. It can happen through the act of forgiveness, the act of compassion. It happens in many, many ways. It happens especially as we adopt love foremost in our hearts. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. The candle here on your left is our peace candle. We keep the peace candle consistently illuminated in the understanding that it represents the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we acknowledge and accept that light of peace at the core of each and every one of us and let it flow forth into expression in our lives, through our thoughts, through our deeds, through our intentions, we create more peaceful experiences of the world. So let's honor this candle by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Winnell, would you join me here for a moment? How are you today? I'm glad to hear that. I see a microphone heading this direction. Excuse me for a moment. Thank you. Grateful to have beautiful technicians who are on top of it. Oh, is this for Winnell? Oh, it's for, I guess your microphone is, so hold on. Yeah, you should be okay with that. So you got to speak into the microphone. Yeah. There we go. Yes. Okay. So I'll ask again, since maybe they didn't hear you online. How are you today?
I'm fine.
So if you are new to us, one of the things that I do is I put our keepers of the flames on the spot every week and ask them how they did with what I gave as homework last week. You know, here's the thing. If we're making this a practical philosophy, we have to find ways of putting it into practice. And so one of the things that I do in this ministry is I invite you to take on some homework every week. And you'll hear today's homework a little bit later. But last week's homework was this. I invited us all to celebrate someone. Right?
Yes.
Yes, celebrate someone this week, I said. Find a way to let them know their value, their worth. And I did say you can do it for yourself, but perhaps consider focusing out on someone else. Why? Because they are a reflection of you. And so in celebrating them, you're also celebrating yourself. I invited you to do something to honor them, right? And clarify to them that as you're honoring them, it is not for what they do, but for who they are inherently. Simply because they exist, they are worthy of celebration. So, my question to you, Winnell, how did it go? What happened this week?
Okay, number one, I wasn't here the week before. And so I had to go on the internet, my internet.
Great.
And I got the message.
Great.
And I had done it the day before. That was what blew me away.
This is just a demonstration that there is no time in the mind of God.
There's no time and space. There's no time and space. So what happened, I moved this week. And while I moved, my computer gave away. It just crashed after 14 years. In 3 days, I lost the computer, I lost the internet, I lost my cell phone, and I didn't have a refrigerator where I moved to. And this was stressful. So I figured the best thing to do is get a cell phone, right? I mean, at least I have communication. CenturyLink can't move out to this old ranch, Los Llamas, that I moved out to on the west side. And it's going to take them 8 or 9 days to get out there. So I go to T-Mobile for the first time. 3 times later, I do not have a cell phone that's working. And I am, as we say in the South, fit to be tied. And I am just ranting and raving, and all of a sudden, I look at this guy, and it's like something came in from that side. Just kind of came in, and I went, but wait a minute, you didn't do any of this. And he looks at me, and I said, there's nothing wrong with you. I said, I think your company is driving me crazy, but I want you to know that you're a decent person. And he, you know, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I didn't know what else to say. And so I said, well, so I'm leaving, but you're doing just fine. And I walked out. And I hadn't been back since. I still got to resolve it. But it's like, and then I heard the lesson. I went, oh, I did it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. That's great. You know, you and I are having maybe similar experiences in life right now. If you don't know, I'm living in a hotel right now. That's a whole story. Yeah, it's a whole story because we had a leak in our house and have an insurance claim happening and everything. But in that same vein, trying to talk to an insurance adjuster can sometimes get the best of us, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I finally just had to step back and say, I recognize that this person is doing the best job they can, and they are worthy of celebration for who they are, not the way that they are, not the things that they're doing, which are not in support of what I need right now. But
I told one person, you are not telling me what I want to hear. And he said, I know it.
well, here's what I know about you. You are magnificent, and I'm deeply grateful for your sharing today. Thank you so much. So we have a special song today. This will be a callback to some. I will admit this goes back a little bit before my time. But it's a song that I have loved a lot of my life, and I'm deeply grateful that Linda has decided to sing it for us today. So please welcome Linda Ackerman and the band.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now, people, let's get on the ball and work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and man. All right. Before when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, and the road you travel, it stays all uphill. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and man. Oh, well, now 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours. What does it matter now in this life of ours? Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and man. Rafael Carruthers. All right, Joshua Carruthers. Yeah. Well, now make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's all work together and make life worthwhile. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. And now, people, because together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and man. Oh, well, now come on, all people, walk hand in hand. this world of ours a good place to stand and work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, because together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. Because together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. One more time. Yes, together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man.
Linda Ackerman, Joshua Carruthers, Raphael Carruthers. Oh, yes. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah, I think we have, for my money, I think we have some of the best musicians in the entire New Thought movement right here on this stage. And I am deeply grateful every single week I walk in here and it's just this glorious experience. So thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, well, where do I begin today? It's a new month. It's the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the independence in our hearts and freedom and what that means. But I want to acknowledge that this month, every month I start off with some theme for the month. And the theme for the month of July is discovery. Discovery. What does that mean? What does discovery mean? Well, if you look up discovery in the dictionary, there are a few different definitions. The top definition is the act of finding. The act of finding. That seems pretty standard, right? Yeah. But the second definition that I came across, I love this. Discovery is the act of being the first to observe. The act of being the first to observe. And you know what really resonated in my heart with that is that, as I mentioned last week, I've been working through this. Well, I've been mentioning it a lot every week, and I kind of make fun of it. I've been doing a course called Advanced Consciousness Studies, which, what does that mean? Advanced Consciousness Studies? We had our last class meeting this past Thursday, and we said it shouldn't be Advanced Consciousness Studies, it should be Advancing Consciousness Studies. Because the whole point and purpose is that we are engaged in this consistent evolution of life, of light, of love. And that is the advancement of our consciousness. And as we put that into practice in our lives, well, life just gets better all around. But part of what we've been discussing in this course of study is the relationship and the seeming similarities between mystical spiritual paths of the mystics of the ages and quantum physics, which are basically teaching similar things. Basically, it's all energy, right? If it's all energy, well, we can make energy synonymous with God. It is all God. God is the creative energy of the universe. All the mystics of the ages have said this in some fashion or another. God is the creative entity, the creative energy, the creative force. And so, if it's all energy, well, same thing. Now, I love this, the act of being the first to observe. Observation is the key. If you know a little bit about quantum physics, and they always say, if you think you know about quantum physics, you know nothing about quantum physics. It is very complex and seeming contradictions all over the place. But one of the things around quantum physics is that it is the very act. Siri on my watch has just thought I was asking it something. I'm like, who's talking? I hear it out of my ear. You're supposed to be on Do Not Disturb. Where was I? So one of the things about quantum physics is that the act of observing makes something be, right? It takes the wave function and particularizes it into form or matter. Trust me, I went through 40 weeks of this, talking about it a lot, and so if you feel like, wait, what is he talking about? I still wonder sometimes what I'm talking about. But the act of observation is the thing that makes life be what it is. And so discovery, the act of being the first to observe. What in your life have you been the first to observe? That's a rhetorical question. Just allow yourself to consider that for a moment. What in your life have you been the first to observe? I have an answer for you. The answer is everything. Because there is no one who observes life in exactly the same way you observe it. No one is experiencing life in exactly the same way you experience it. And in the observation, we can say, I see, that's one major way we observe, right? I see something. And we can take that thing and we can say, I choose to see it in a different way. I choose to acknowledge a different relationship to the thing I observe. And you know what happens to the thing? It shifts, it changes. And so that is fundamental to the New Thought teaching. We, through our thoughts, create our experiences, and it all begins with observation. Charles Fillmore wrote this in The Atom-Smashing Power of Mind. He said, science tells us that there is a universal life that animates and sustains all the forms and shapes of the universe. That universal life is the act of observation. That universal life itself is the act of observation. God, energy, is the act of observation. And that is how this magnificent thing called the universe, in which we all live, sustains itself in expression. And this has been going on, well, certainly longer than we've been around. You know, they estimate the age of the universe. How they know this, I don't really know. But they estimate the age of the universe to be 13.8 billion years old, basically from the time of what they say is the Big Bang until now. And it's going to continue, irrespective of whether we are here or not. That sounds like a downer, doesn't it? But we've been here for just that much of that much, right? The universe will take care of itself. The universe will continue to unfold. The universe will continue to expand and grow and do what it does. But I love being a part of that. And for me, that allows me to experience my own sense of significance in this thing called life. I do not believe that I am insignificant, and I don't think any of us should believe that we are insignificant in this thing called life. We should understand our significance as part of this immense, magnificent wholeness. And we have ties that go back, and we have ties that go forward, because there is no time in the mind of God. We are all someone's distant future, and we are all someone else's distant past. We are part of this magnificent wholeness. Let us discover that here today. But I think about those people and those experiences and those energies that have preceded us. I consider them for a moment. And I think to myself and ask myself the question, am I subject to the consciousness of any of those energies that have preceded me? Am I subject to any of the energies that will follow? And the answer to that is no. Thomas Troward famously said, principle is not bound by precedent. That means there is nothing from the past that has any bearing on who we are right here and right now, except to the degree that we allow it and accept it as having precedence on our life. Today is Independence Day, a day that in this particular country we celebrate freedom. We celebrate our freedom. Essentially it's a celebration of our decision to say we are not subject to the crown. Right? That's what it is in form. But I think we can all take into our hearts a deeper understanding of the independence that lives within each and every one of us, and know that we are infinitely free in this regard. We have choice. That is freedom. We have choice. We are not subject to anything out there because we have choice in terms of how we relate to the expression and experience of our lives. Even if other people tell us that we should be limited, we do not have to accept that. It is not necessary for us to accept limitation in any way. If we are told that we must be in competition to ascend in some manner, that is not true. Because here's the thing about competition. Competition is one thing that creates a sense of separation. We don't need to be in competition. Competition only exists when we believe that we are subject to something else that we must fight against. Lots of people have lived for a long time with the sense that competition is the way. But if we are to live lives of freedom, I believe it is up to us to decide to live in collaboration more than competition. Let competition go. Collaboration, not competition, Irvin Laszlo says, is the royal road to the wholeness that hallmarks healthy systems in the world. If we can find that way to cooperate with the people at T-Mobile, with the claims adjuster at State Farm, if we can find the way to collaborate with those seeming things that we feel are against us, that is the degree to which we will change the experience and live in a healthy system. But it begins right here, just like I always talk about with the candle. We keep it consistently illuminated because it is a representation of that which is consistently illuminated within each and every one of us. That says, yes, I know who I am, and I choose to be and acknowledge and celebrate that I am part of the whole. I don't need to feel separate, and I don't need to be in competition with anybody else. I let it go. I let it go. I let it go. Collaboration does require of us something. What do you think that thing is? It requires an understanding of our wholeness, of our unity. To know that as I look out on the faces of every single person here, and as I sense the energy of all the faces of the people that are watching online, whether you're watching live or on the replay, it doesn't matter. There is a sensation and a feeling that I get, and I recognize the face of God in all of it. So collaboration requires understanding that we are a unified wholeness, a unified wholeness. This country's claim in 1776 of its unity, of its independence, of its unique expression, all things we teach in New Thought, was built on ideals of wholeness and self-reliance, saying we are here to be the best expressions we can be. And there was a belief that was inherent, that was built into the declarations, I don't know why I said declarations, it's one Declaration of Independence. There is a belief that is built into the Declaration of Independence that says these things are self-evident. If we actually step back and understand the nature of our hearts, I believe that is true. We find these self-evident truths. They're there. But even with this claim almost 250 years ago, there were still issues, there were still things that we had to work through. And you know what? Here's the thing. It is the great experiment, this country. That's what they call it, right? We're still working through, and we're still expanding, and we're still evolving into a greater expression of self. But the construct exists, and through this construct, we have grown and we are growing in our deeper discovery. A claim was made in 1776 that in unity we are stronger. It is the United States of America. And through this, they adopted a motto, the de facto official motto of this country, beginning in 1776, was E pluribus unum. E pluribus unum. Out of the many, one. God expresses itself as a unified wholeness through the many, through multiplicity, through unique individualized expression. That is one of the tenets of the New Thought philosophy, multiplicity from unity. And there is room for all expression because all of it is God. Even when we find ourselves in the face of challenge, it is God. And the degree to which we shift our thinking and change our relationship in mind, first and foremost, to those things that we perceive as challenge, we change the experience. It's all God. It's all God. Irving Schrödinger, you know who he was. He had a very famous cat who was both alive and dead inside that box. It's quantum physics and quantum theory. Maybe I'll do a class in it at some point. He wrote this, and I'm paraphrasing this from a book. He basically said, discovering who we are is not just one of the tasks of science, but the only one that really counts. One of our tenets here, remember who you are. We remember who we are when we discover the truth of our being. When I say remember who you are, it is my call to each and every one of us to remember that we are that magnificent divine energy. That there is no separation, there is only God. Who we are is a unified wholeness from the many, one. E pluribus unum. And Mark Nepo, one of my favorites, wrote this: since everything is connected, everything matters. And every time you strengthen a heart, you lessen fear and violence somewhere in the world. We are all in this together, no matter what we believe or where we live. Where is that place in you that is strengthening your resolve in heart, right here and right now, to a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all that is? Because it is there, in that we begin to experience peace in this world, that we begin to experience universal love in this world. That is where it happens. So on this Independence Day, I invite each and every one of us to take time to consider the ways in which we are connected and the ways in which we can cooperate and the ways that we can build our understanding of that connection and that cooperation. Because together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. That's the truth. Even in the seeming expression of separation, we are constantly discovering our wholeness. Each and every one of us discovering our wholeness through this thing called life. Our essential nature is one of freedom because we live lives of infinite choice. And in cooperation, through cooperation, in knowing our oneness, through a deepening understanding of our oneness, our freedom persists. That's the truth, and that's my message. Peace and blessings to you. You are magnificent. The homework today. I'm going to lead off by saying that the invitation is to engage in the homework, first and foremost, free of judgment. Free of judgment. if we are going to be observers, we must observe free of judgment. So this week, I want you to look at ways in which you might subconsciously curtail your freedom, the ways you subconsciously give up your choice. Ask yourself the question, what are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? And why? Keeping in mind all along, thoughts have the power to create. Thoughts of limitation create experiences of limitation, and thoughts of freedom create experiences of freedom. And see how that works for you this week in changing your experience of life. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are. Allowing whatever kernel of truth has resonated in our hearts to fully be present in mind. Just let it be there, free of judgment, and observe.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
Loving Spirit does indeed dwell in me. It dwells in each and every one of us, for there is only one loving Spirit. There is only one power. There is only one Creator. And all that is created is the Creator in form. There is no separation. There is only this magnificent energy. This energy coalescing itself into form that is inclusive of each and every one of us. There is absolutely no separation. Our identity is divine. And so I call upon the power of this creative force to let itself be known in the magnificent ways of our lives, each and every one of us. I know that it shows up magnificently in every aspect of being, through our relationships, our creative expression, our abundance, our health. All is well in God. And so I simply allow it to be so with a grateful heart, knowing it to be, and trusting in its unfoldment. I say yes. I accept release and trust and know that it is so. And so it is.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let
this is the time in our celebration where we give back. And so I'm going to invite us all to give of our heart and reflect on the ways in which we can support this community financially, because it does require your financial support to ensure that we are able to put forth our vision and our mission here at Unity of Tucson. There are many ways that you can give. We are going back to passing the basket this week, and we're going to have some dancing music while that happens. But if you're online, I know it's all about the music. If you're online, you can give by going to unitytucson.com and clicking on any of the donate links that exist there. You can call the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and use a card, a debit or credit card over the phone. You can also send in a check. You can also text Unity Tucson to 73256 and give. If you have a smartphone, you can give in that manner as well. So in honor of our givingness, and right before we begin the song, and it's a song where you're invited to move again, let's speak together the words of our givingness statement, and let's just allow this to resonate, the energy of this giving in our hearts. I share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. And so you may recognize this song. I like to move my body a little bit, and it goes like this. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. Here we go. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. One more time. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. If you would. And as they bring the offering up, let's just take this moment to acknowledge all the blessings that have been received here today and all the blessings that have been received online, and just know that they move through this time and this place as part of the infinite inner circulation and outer circulation of this thing called life, that these represent energy, that this is God in action, blessing this community, blessing this world in the work that we do and in the work that it does as it continues its temporary stop in this place. I trust that this is so, and I let it be so. And so it is. Thank you so much. Yes. A couple of things that are happening here. We do have yoga continuing on Wednesday evenings, 6:30. Lynn is leading yoga practice at 6:30 on Wednesday evenings. Just as I just want to let you know, if you are feeling like yoga is not your thing because you're like, oh, I'm not going to have to be on the floor and like stretch and do the things, and like, it's not. You can do it in the chair. It's very gentle. It's a great way to get the body moving. And it's really a wonderful practice. And although I will not be here again this Wednesday, I will be back to it the following Wednesday, but you can be here this Wednesday, and I encourage you to join us for that. Last week I mentioned that we have Tai Chi on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tai Chi has been canceled until further notice. There was an event that happened in Monk's life, the man who is leading our Tai Chi, and so we're postponing that. It's canceled until further notice, just so you have an awareness. You can find out all about what's happening here at Unity of Tucson by going to unitytucson.com. I do want to let you know that the offices will be closed tomorrow as we celebrate Independence Day officially tomorrow. I'm going to invite Sue Rumsey to the lectern as she would like to introduce this month's artist that we are showing in our gallery.
Good morning. Am I on?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this month, I get to introduce myself. So for many years, I've enjoyed taking photographs wherever I've traveled. Could be fascinating doors in Italy, or it could be historic buildings in France, or scenes I found interesting on the California coast, and on and on. But last year, with the restrictions of COVID, that all came to a screeching halt. Needing to get out of the house and get some exercise, I started walking in my neighborhood and taking different routes through the neighborhood. And on many of those walks, it was very early morning, and the sun was just coming up over the hills. And I noticed that sunlight was shining through the petals of the cactus flowers, and I've never noticed that before. And shadows on the agaves, and I realized I could take some interesting photos right in my own neighborhood. So thus the show, Scenes from the Hood, you get it? Hood, mostly. So the show was born. A day trip to the Chiricahua Mountains and another to the riparian preserve near Gilbert produced 2 more photos. We both had to get out of the house. The beauty of nature can be found in many places, not to mention the power of nature as seen in the Bighorn Fire. I feel like the whole month of June was spent just watching that horrible fire. I'm happy to share some of the scenes I've experienced. The photos are very reasonably priced, and I will donate 25% to the church. Enjoy the scenes from the hood.
Thank you. Before you leave, yes, I'm so excited. I haven't had a chance to even look at them yet, but I will today. We're going to do our birthday draw, so would you do me a favor and choose from in there?
Okay, I got to mix them up a little.
Yep. Those are the blank ones.
There aren't very many, so
Is that it? Jillian Murphy is the winner, whose birthday is on the 18th. Thank you so much. And a portion of our tithe will go to youth on their own this month. Let's sing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. To everyone who is celebrating, thank you so much. All right, a couple of more things to let you know about. We have an event coming up at the end of the month. Mark Ehrlichs is going to be here. He is a spiritual healer. He's going to be doing a full weekend experience, a healing circle on the 30th of July, a healing workshop all day on the 31st of July, and he's going to be taking individual appointments as well. You can sign up for that online. The healing circle is a love offering. The full day event is at a cost, and that information is all on the website at unitytucson.com, and then he will let you know for his individual appointments what his expectations are there as well. So please do check that out. I am looking for Christina Gilman. You're right, they're in front of me. Christina Gilman is continuing her stress management workshops on Thursday mornings for another 6 or so weeks, and she is willing to take on a few more people. So if you are interested in attending the stress management experience on Thursday morning, please speak with Christina. She will get you all set up. I do want to acknowledge our prayer box here, and let's just take a moment to acknowledge with blessings every request that has come through this box and that will continue to come through this box, knowing that they are all handled perfectly by Spirit, as Spirit because they are all the question of God answering itself. That's the truth. And so I honor what has come in here. And if you have any requests for the prayer box, they will take it out into the lobby at the end of the service, and there are forms that you can fill out and put them right into the prayer box. So please do take advantage of that. I want to say thank you to our magnificent technical team who makes sure that we are seen and heard, not just in the room, but also online. Wally, Don, Aiden, thank you for your magnificence. I want to say thank you to Winnell for sharing this morning and for lighting the flames of faith. Thank you to Sue for being willing to get up and introduce yourself as our Artist of the Month. Magnificent. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Let's give a real special round of applause to Linda Ackerman and Joshua Carruthers and Raphael Carruthers, our magnificent musicians here. And Linda, thank you for your magnificent song today. And I especially want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making your presence known here, for being part of this community, for celebrating with me this morning. Everyone who's online, knowing that your energy is felt just as strongly here in the room as it is through all of creation. And so let's celebrate ourselves here today. Yes, what do you say? I'm going to invite you to share with me the prayer for protection as we complete our time here this morning. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever God am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. Feel free, as we end with this upbeat song, to dance. If you think there's nothing new under the sun, if it's possible, it's already been done. If you think the stage has all been set, think again. You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with a wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. If you think you finally made your bed, there ain't nothing down that road ahead. If you think this is as good as it gets, wanna bet? You ain't seen nothing yet. The sun will come up with the wave of your hand. You're smack dab in the middle of the promised land. It all turned out just the way that you planned. Believe it, you will see it. Believe it, you will see it. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.